Welcome to Short Film Universe, the show that celebrates the art of short filmmaking. Join us as we take you on a journey through the exciting world of independent film. In each episode, I'll be interviewing some of the most innovative directors, producers, and filmmakers in the business, getting their insight and perspective on the craft of short filmmaking. We'll look at drama, comedy, documentaries, even mockumentaries, and all the genres that make up this exciting industry. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained. This is Ina Morgan inviting you to join us at Short Film Universe.
Hello everybody, welcome back to Short Film Universe. We are so excited to have you all join us again, and thank you for tuning in to this amazing show which highlights local and global filmmakers all around the world, independent filmmakers who are creating, who are evolving in their filmmaking careers. And we are just so thankful and blessed to be able to showcase these filmmakers in their hard work, and their work ethic and their creativity and all of those amazing things. So today, you guys, we do have someone in studio. We have Miss Nikay Say.
Hi, Simone.
Hi. And then we also have Mr. Vince Remo, who is in California right now. So, Vince, say hello to the people.
Hello. That's Huntington Beach, California.
Huntington Beach, California.
Orange County.
Yes. Okay. Well, how do you like it out there in California right now? Is it super hot?
No, it's actually kind of cool. It's about 80 degrees.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's not too bad.
Oh, wow.
We just had a supposedly like a hurricane, but it was nothing. It was.
Oh, yeah. So y'all were actually supposed to have like a hurricane and an earthquake or something like that, right?
Yeah. They made it sound like like we died. Everybody here died, but no, we didn't. We're still alive. We're still sunbathing. We're still drinking our beers and stuff. So,
Oh, okay. Well, definitely good to hear that you all are okay and that it wasn't anything major. But we definitely appreciate you for being here with us today, Mr. Vince. We definitely look forward to speaking with you and seeing your film and all of that good stuff. And I'm going to be cutting back and forth between you two. So, Miss Nikay, how are you feeling today?
I feel blessed and highly favored. Thank you.
Amen.
How are you?
Amen. I'm doing good.
That's good. So happy to be here.
Yes, and just to let you all know that this person is really special to me. I love her so much. She's my sister, we talk all the time. We're together all the time. And, definitely lucky to have met her, 2 years ago?
Yeah.
When I moved here.
Literally.
Yeah. So she's just been my sister ever since. Yes. So definitely excited to have you here. How do you feel? What's going on with you?
Well, actually, I just graduated from SCAD. Yes, yesterday was my last day of classes, so master's in the books.
How long were you at SCAD?
A year and a half.
Okay.
A year and a half. And with the master program, you dive right into filming, writing scripts. Everything is hands-on. So I was able to direct, write, and act in my own projects, which you will get to see today, which I'm very excited about.
Yeah.
And I actually just completed my thesis film this week as well, so I hope to premiere that very soon.
Yes.
So, yeah, just grinding.
Well, can we just bring you back on the show?
Absolutely.
Just show us the other films,
Absolutely. Yes, that would be fun.
Okay, so Mr. Vince.
Yeah.
How's it going with you? What's going on right now with you? What do you have going on? What are you working on and things like that?
Yeah, I'm just kind of all over the place, but I have a production company, and I'm specializing on all kinds of video productions, such as weddings, any types of events like quinceañeras, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs and stuff. That's my bread and butter.
Okay.
And yeah, and then sometimes I'll, once in a while I'll get a music video or a promo video and stuff, but mostly like, weddings and events and stuff. But what I really want to get into is, the movie making aspect, and which is what I was doing before, but, life kind of took over, and then that kind of was kind of like put on hold, and then fast
Okay.
forward now I'm back into it again, and yeah, so that's what I'm doing. So,
So you said that you're doing, I know you said you're doing events. So are you saying that you're like filming events, like the videographer, or?
yeah, a videographer and a photographer.
Okay.
I capture like video and photos.
Okay. And you said you wanted to get back into film,
Yeah,
correct?
filmmaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, just to talk to you a little bit about your film, it's called Apartment 13.
Uh-huh.
And so you premiered this in 2013, am I correct?
Correct. Yes.
Wow, that was a while ago. So how do you feel about this film? Like, what was your inspiration? Just tell us a little bit more about the film. What is it about, and how did you come up with the film and things like that?
Right. Yeah, like basically, it's just like a short version of like a longer feature length film, which I haven't filmed yet. As soon as I get the funding, then I'll film the feature length. But anyways, yeah, the Apartment 13 is a micro chasm of like what everybody's kind of like going through right now, what the world is going through, or it's changing into. Basically, like everybody, everything is like changing into where everybody's staying at home now. Like we're being forced to doing that, and I just kind of that's how I came up with this story. This is like kind of like a representation of that. Where food is being delivered to you now. Movies are streaming. Everything is streaming. There's really no need for you to go out anymore, and that's what this movie is about. It's kind of like she stays inside this apartment, and she can't go out. She's not allowed to leave, and she gets to stay there for free. She got hired by a gangster type of person who funds this business, and she gets to stay there for free. And at the same time, there's people that subscribe to the cameras, to the website, where they can view her all day, and there's all kinds of like characters that watch her, very unscrupulous characters, like basically like a bunch of perverts like are watching her, and and there's like a whole like whodunit type of theme for the movie, and the audience is left guessing who is doing what, who is stalking her, and
Oh wow, that sounds amazing. So it's like a thriller.
yeah, it's a thriller. Yeah.
Oh wow, that sounds really amazing. And you said you hope to, well, you already have a script for the film, right? A feature length script, correct?
Yeah. I have a 120-page script that I already submitted to two well-known screenplay contests, and I'm awaiting results from that, and then hopefully something comes out of that, and then if nothing, then I'll just try a different avenue of trying to get funding. So.
Definitely. So what we're gonna do now is just show the people a clip of your trailer for your film Apartment 13. So you all just take a quick look and check it out.
Okay.
Hey guys, my name's Pixel, and this is my apartment. And I'll kind of just be chilling in here, maybe sleep a little bit once in a while, do some extracurricular activities.
Everybody's watching us right now.
Oh, no. Bella, no. You are too deep into it. You're now also involved. Ciao.
All right, so welcome back. That was just a quick clip of Vince Remo's Apartment 13 trailer. So again, Vince, that was amazing. It definitely looks really interesting. It looks really fun and thrilling. It's definitely something that I would want to watch. So I just hope that, you know, you can actually turn that into your feature film, because you already have the script. You just hope to, you know, be able to pitch it to someone or possibly get a budget and things like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah. The one that I have online is actually like a sample, and I didn't know the length of it is about 57 minutes, 58 minutes. And I didn't realize that qualifies as a feature-length film, you know. So I started, you know, like people started watching it, you know, and it was just supposed to be a sample, and next thing you know, it's getting all kinds of views. I mean, it didn't go viral or anything, but you know, people, you know, I'm getting compliments from it, you know, that because the trailer doesn't even show the format of the film, because the format has like 6 screens on it. So I'm gonna try to do it on the camera. There's like 6 screens, like how I'm trying to represent it here. And it's basically like a security camera console. You know, that's the whole concept of it. There's like 6 screens, and people, you know, I've gotten some pretty good compliments from it, and and it turned out pretty good. You know, so hopefully, you know, not hopefully, when I do get the funding, that, you know, it'll be like the universe of that 1 hour sample will turn into a 2 hour.
Definitely. Definitely hoping that comes, you know, that's possible for you, and you know, those dreams that you have for that comes true. So we're gonna jump to Nikkei, and then we'll come back to you, Vince. So Miss Nikkei.
Yes.
So what made you want to get started in the film industry?
Well, I've always wanted to act and be in front of the camera. I've always loved taking pictures. I just always felt like I've had this big, broad personality when someone cuts on the camera, okay? And still to this day, I'm like that. But what pushed me even more, to be completely honest with you, my sophomore year in high school, my teacher at the time, she was going around asking people, oh, what do you want to do career-wise? You know, what do you want to be when you grow up, right? And so I said a talk show host and an actress. And the first thing she said was, oh, okay, well, make sure you have a plan B, because my daughter tried to get into the entertainment world and she's not doing so well, et cetera, et cetera.
Oh, no.
And I'm just like, okay,
so
well.
she basically tried to discourage you at that
very
moment.
much so.
Ooh.
Very much so. And something that my dad instilled in me in such a young age is, you know, be independent, go after what you want, take risks, you know. And so I've always been a risk taker. And when someone challenges me or tells me, oh, I don't know if you can do that, it just puts so much more fire in me to go after what I want. And so I just remember that day 4, I was like, I'm going to pursue this thing. Like, this is what I want to do. Till this day, I don't have a plan B. And I say that with confidence. I say that with a lot of happiness and joy, because one thing about me, you know, I pray a lot and I ask God, you know, well, is this what you want me to do? Like, yes, this is something that I want to do, but is it something that I'm supposed to be doing while on this earth? And so he hasn't steered me in another path yet. So, yeah, just doing what I love to do.
So, Vince, what do you think about this topic here? Has anyone ever discouraged you or made you feel like you can't make it in the industry as a filmmaker in California? Because, you know, California, it's like big shoes to fill in California when it comes to film, because that's Hollywood, you know. So have you ever felt like you couldn't do it, or maybe someone told you couldn't, or they discouraged you, or maybe you just felt like, okay, this is too much, it's Hollywood, it's too many other filmmakers here, it's too big, like I can't do this? Or what kept you going or kept you pushing through that?
Yeah, I never had like anybody tell me that. It's mostly like inwards, Uh, yeah, like it was a lot of my friends. They've always been like supportive, and like if anything, it was more like like a like a subliminal thing, but like they never said, "Oh yeah, you can't do this, you can't do that," But yeah, like being in LA, it's very daunting and overwhelming, and it's like so oversaturated over here that it's like a lottery, it's I'm just kind of like going by faith, if it's meant for me to do it, because like I said, I released this film about 10 years ago, and I kind of stopped for like maybe 5 years, after yeah, and during that 5 years, I just thought, like, it's never going to go anywhere. And next thing you know, I just kind of got the itch again to do it. And the stories just keep on popping in my head, the images, I had to type it in, type it up. And then next thing you know, I started doing it again. I'm kind of, pursuing it again. I just filmed like 3 or 5 5 shorts, like within a span of like just this year.
So you feel like it's something that like it's your calling, like you're meant to be in the industry.
I think so. Yeah. The next phase for me is to basically break in to the industry and get the funding phase. Like the big one. The big Kahuna. And like I said, I have all the experience in making a film, and that's I have the scripts. I already know how to make a film. What vendors to get, and stuff like that. What kind of actors, what I need, and stuff. But that's the last part. So I'm just kind of like I'm not really like, oh, I got to make this movie, But I'm just kind of like putting it out there, see what happens. Like I said, if it's meant to be, then it's meant to be. And
right.
So far things are rolling.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna stop this time.
Right.
I'm just gonna keep on letting it roll. I'm just gonna push that wheel.
Definitely.
See where it goes.
And Nikkei, you are definitely the type of person that you go after what you want.
Absolutely.
And we're alike in that sense, because one thing about me is if someone tells me that I can't do something, that just pushes me to want to do it anyway, to go even harder, just because that person told me I can't do it. Like, don't tell me I can't do something, because I can.
Because then I'm going to show you.
Yeah. But I love your story of, someone trying to discourage you, and you're going after your dreams. This is your calling. You know that this is what's meant for your life.
Absolutely.
You knew that God gave you that talent for a reason.
Yes.
The personality you have and everything about you is for a reason, and you have a calling. So let's get into your film. It's called After the Storm.
Okay.
So After the Storm actually premiered this year.
It did.
How do you feel about that? What came? How did it come to you? What was your inspiration? What was the process like for that?
So I started writing it. I want to say, even though it's a short film, it's very short, about 9 minutes. But the idea actually came to me last year when I was sitting in class and we had to film like a little project on our phone. And so I was like, well, I'm going to wait until I get into my actual production classes so I can actually film it on the actual cameras. But just a life of an upcoming actress, and this is goes for anybody who wants to act or be in the entertainment world. It's a lot of trials and tribulations that come with trying to make it, right? So sometimes you're discouraged because you don't have the necessary funds, or you can't pay your bills, or people doubting you.
Yeah.
Going to audition, and you're like, oh my God, I did so bad. It's just a lot that comes with trying to make it and be successful in what you want, and to the point where it's like you just want to give up sometimes.
Yeah.
And so I kind of wanted to portray that story to give people hope.
Do you feel like this character is you?
Yes, absolutely. Granted, I've never, because there's one scene in the film where she's about to get evicted. So thank God I've never, been in that situation.
So you have
gonna-
your finances in
Yeah,
order.
absolutely.
Right.
You know, every story is not me to a T, but I just wanted to, again, inspire and encourage people who want to act or be in the entertainment world. Like, hey, things are going to happen. Your money might be a little funny, but just keep going. People are going to discourage you. They're going to let you down.
Yeah.
You know, but just keep pushing.
Because it's so much competition here. Everybody's trying to act. Everybody's making films. I mean, everybody's doing the same exact thing here.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's so much competition, but it's so much work as well.
Yeah.
Especially with independent filmmakers, which is why we highlight independent filmmakers on this show, because so many of us, like ourselves, we are creating these films for, you know, other up and coming actresses and actors, or people that are in school, or people just always wanted to act. We're able to provide them that.
Absolutely.
So it's definitely enough work for all of us, but it is definitely competition. But I think if people just keep going and just staying consistent, you're gonna get somewhere. You are definitely the definition of consistent.
Yeah.
Like, and I love it so much. I'm actually inspired by her because she is so consistent. I've watched you literally grow your social media following.
Yeah.
From the time I met you to now, to almost for like 4,000 followers to now almost being at 10,000.
Yeah.
Like, that is
Absolutely.
crazy.
Yeah.
That just shows that you were that consistent with posting, not caring what people think of
At
you.
all.
Just consistent, and it's just really good to watch. I'm glad to even be a part of it to help you with that
Yes.
journey. So we're gonna actually show your film, After the Storm. It's a really good, deep film, you guys. It's shot really beautifully. Everything about it is amazing. And I'm not just saying it because she's my sis and I love her, but it's really a good film. So check it out. This is After the Storm.
So stupid.
I'm so stupid.
Listen, Danny, I hear you all the way in the room. You beating yourself up too much. You need to
You
calm
should have
down.
seen me in that audition room. It was horrible. I looked stupid. I was stuttering over my words. I forgot my lines. It was embarrassing.
Okay, and I understand that. But you can't beat yourself up after every audition, is what I'm trying to get you to understand.
Okay, you know what? I don't want to think about it. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I just want to move forward and let it go.
Okay. But just know it's coming from a place of love, coming from the heart. I want the best for you, and I need you to believe that you're the best and you doing what you meant to be doing. That's all. But on the other hand, I'm going outside this weekend for Aisha's birthday party. And don't forget to cash at me that $100 for your half of groceries.
Right.
Okay. Love you.
Bye.
Hello.
Hello?
Hey, Dad.
What's going on? How you doing?
I'm okay. I just.
Oh, and don't forget to send me your phone bill money. It was due yesterday.
Right. Okay. I'll have it to you next week. No later.
Okay, thanks. I'll talk to you later. Have a good day.
Hi, Miss Kelly.
Hey, hon. I'm sorry, but if you don't pay your rent by Monday, I'm gonna have to get my boss involved. This is your final warning, sweetheart. You have 2 days, okay?
Yeah, no problem. I can have it to you by Monday morning.
Thank you. Have a great day.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. You got this. You got this.
But getting into the entertainment world, it's very, very hard, okay?
You don't even have the personality for that.
Make sure you have a plan B.
You're never gonna make it.
Why don't you just go get a job?
Hi guys, it's Danny. As you know, I moved here from Utah. Atlanta's been great, but I've decided to Hi guys, it's Danny. Just wanted to come on here and have a heart-to-heart with you all and be vulnerable and transparent for a second. Things have been very rough, very, very rough for me. And I just feel like it's time for me to take a break. I'm not saying I'm quitting, just, just tucking it away for a second and I guess focusing on more important things like paying my bills and being stable and yeah. But I love you guys. I'll be off this social media thing for a while. And I hope you guys understand. Thank you guys. Bye.
All right, so that was After the Storm, you guys. I hope that you all enjoyed it as much as I did. It's really good. How do you feel about it?
When I seen the final cut, I was like, oh my goodness, this looks so good. I was so afraid to look at it before.
Why?
Like in the editing room. I don't know, because when I'm in the editing room with my editor, I'm so picky.
Oh, yeah.
I'm so picky, and I'm just like, you know what? I trust you. Let me just see it when it's done.
You just put it in his hands and...
Just, yep.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, so when I seen the, like I said, final cut, I was like, wow, this is shot so beautiful.
Yes.
It looks really good. And I sent it to some of my family members, and my sister-in-law actually called me, was like, I cried. Like, this was so beautiful. I was like, thank you. I love how I was able to impact and inspire people.
Yes.
You know, so that's all that matters.
And you guys, clearly she was the main character in that film. So let's also talk about her acting skills. The fact that they're phenomenal and top tier.
Yes, thank you.
And she's still perfecting her craft, of course. But very well shot, very well put together. The acting was great, the concept, everything. I loved it. So you guys, you can call in if you have any questions for Nikkei, if you have any questions for Vince, you're able to call in and ask them a question. So you can call at 770-485-7724. So we are going to take a quick break, and we will be right back with Short Film Universe with Miss Nikkei and Mr. Vince. See you soon.
Today's world exposes our youth to life experiences that are well beyond that which their years should allow. Violence, trauma, poverty, injustice. Our children's lives and their livelihoods are in constant danger. Wisdom, Inc. is a community-based organization designed to save young lives by reducing violence and assisting youth in their personal development. Wisdom stands for wise individuals structuring and developing youthful minds. Through our collective wisdom, we can change lives for the better. Wisdom, Inc. Reducing violence, developing youth, saving lives.
Hi, my name is Lauren, and welcome to TV 1061. Join our network and broadcast your film live across the continent. Come to our studio and film and stream your TV show, sitcom, and showcase and broadcast it worldwide. Combine multimedia with your live stream. Independent filmmakers show your movie and afterwards interview your cast live. Sponsors, advertisers, I'm talking to you. This is your chance for global exposure. These are exciting times that we're in. Traditional TV is but a thing of the past. TV 1061 is on the Roku platform. Roku is an industry leader in internet TV. It has a viewership of 53 million and counting. It is the most popular and fastest growing internet TV platform. If you are interested in developing and showcasing your movie or show, or interested in coming in as a sponsor or advertiser, please send us your contact information with a brief description of your interest to 1061tv@gmail.com. Thank you.
Welcome back, you guys, to Short Film Universe. So again, we are here with Mr. Vince, who is in California right now, and we also have Miss Nikay, who is right here in studio with us. So I wanted to ask both of you about your films, a little more details. Vince, did you have a budget for this trailer that you shot? Did you have to pay your actors and actresses? How did that all work out, and your crew and everything?
I had a budget of about $2,000.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just kind of like dispersed that through to the crew and the cast members and food and whatnot. So yeah.
Now, what was your crew? Was it a crew that you already were working with, or did you actually have to hire them, or did they kind of do you like a favor?
Yeah, it was like a mixture of both. Just a couple friends that I knew, and then a few of them I just hired through a friend of a friend. So.
Okay, that sounds great. Great. Miss Nikay, same thing. Did you have a budget for this film? I know that you were in school when you shot it. Did you utilize your classmates? If so, did they charge you? Did they not? Did you have to pay anybody for anything?
Yeah, absolutely. So the only thing that I paid for was feeding my crew.
Okay.
And my cast. So that was literally it.
Okay.
We shot this film in one day. Took about 12, 13 hours. And no one asked for any money, of course, because the benefit of being in school, we use each other.
Mm-hmm.
So my cast, my crew, they came, and little to no money.
So, Mr. Vince, how long did it take you to shoot your trailer?
It took about a good day. Yeah.
Okay. So both of you, about around a day.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to kind of see, like, you want to get back into film, Vince, and you are in LA right now. Do you have any, do you see yourself traveling? Do you see yourself maybe coming to Georgia or things like how does that look for you?
Yeah, I mean, what do you mean, for production or something? Or?
Yeah, are you open to collaboration and just traveling and things like that?
Yeah, of course, yeah, definitely. I'd love to see Georgia. I always hear about it. I've never been there, so yeah.
And what does that look like for you? Are you open to traveling to LA? Because the thing about this show is we're trying to bridge a gap. That's basically what the message is. We want to bring filmmakers together globally, not just locally, and that's why we always speak to someone who's not in Georgia, whether that's another state or even another country or wherever you are. It's literally global. So we're just trying to bridge that gap and bring independent filmmakers together more. So what does that look like for you, just being an independent filmmaker, Miss Nikay?
I would love to travel. I always told myself, if I get the opportunity to travel other places, to film, I'm hopping on a plane. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So, but a lot of people say, oh, well, you want to act, just move to LA. And I'm like, well, I would love to just, get off the ground running first in Atlanta. And then, like I said, if I have the opportunity to travel. So, Mr. Vince, if you're down to collab, we can plan something maybe and shoot a film.
I'm down.
Yes. So, what are your top 2 or top 3 genres, Vince? What are your favorite genres to write or produce?
Oh, definitely horror.
Okay.
Or horror / thriller, and then comedy.
Oh, love that. And what about you, Miss McKay?
I would say drama,
Mm-hmm.
romance, and I want to get into more comedy. More comedy and more horror. I've never done a thriller film. That's definitely on my list to do soon.
Really?
Yeah, I can definitely see myself
I'm definitely, thriller is probably my top, drama thriller.
Yeah.
Definitely my top. I've written thrillers. I started writing a horror actually. So I definitely want to dab into horror more. Comedy writing is actually kind of tough.
Yeah.
Because you want it to be funny. So, I mean, you have
without
to...
trying too hard, right?
Yes. What are your thoughts on that, Vince? Writing comedy, how do you get into that?
I'm just naturally goofy. So,
okay.
When I'm writing, I wrote a movie called, or I produced a movie called, a short, it's called Wing Woman. And that was a drama / comedy. And that just came out naturally. I actually acted in it too. And when I wrote it, it just came out naturally. All the goofy parts that I did, that we filmed, I just try not to force it, I just put my, because when I wrote it, I put myself in the movie while I'm writing, so I know what I'm capable of, and the 2 actresses that starred with me, I knew them too, Ozma Diame and Salma Amrani. They both, I knew both of their characters or their characteristics, so I wrote it accordingly to what they're capable of.
Yeah, because I definitely I've wrote some some short comedy, and it's you just think about things that you may say or that you may find funny, and then you say it, and if you're laughing while you're typing it, then it's that it's funny.
Nailed it.
Yeah. As soon as it pops up in your head, just type it up. Don't force it. A lot of times you might be writing something that's not even supposed to be funny, and then a funny thought comes in, and then you're like, oh, I could put that in. Just go ahead and put it in.
Right. Definitely. So, what do you what are your goals in the industry? Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years, Vince?
I see myself professionally as a writer, as a director, producer. In the next couple of years. So, it's just a matter of me, finding the right person that'll believe in me and, give me the money to produce a film, a full-on feature-length film. That's not like the one that I have, which is basically micro budget, but a full-on budget with a few $1 million.
I say keep going. I say keep pushing, because you never know what's out there for you, and the more you try, it's eventually with all of these no's, you're going to get that yes. So just don't feel discouraged, don't feel oh, this is maybe not it for me. No, it is for you. Just keep doing it no matter how long it takes. Keep trying, keep writing, keep trying to pitch, keep doing whatever you can do. Network as much as you can as well.
Because I can give up on it tomorrow, and I'll turn 60, and then next thing you know, I'll get the itch to make a movie again. I'm forget it. So, and it bugs me, it's like man, I gotta get this movie out, So stop bugging me. I have to make this movie then. So.
And then I'll ask you the same question, Nikki. Where do you see yourself in the next couple of years? Like, what do you want to do in this industry?
Absolutely. My goal is to, of course, get on TV, so act professionally, get signed under SAG. But I also want to continue to write and direct my own films too. I like to call myself the female Tyler Perry. So, you know, just continue to do what I'm doing, but just take it to the next level.
Yes, definitely. And consistency is always something that will get you there.
Yes.
Did any one of you have a question for each other? We would love for you all to, you know, network and just get to know each other, and hopefully one day you can collaborate. Vince, if you do a film and you need actresses that, you know, aren't so familiar faces, you can definitely call Nikki and myself.
Yes.
We will come to California.
Yeah.
Yes.
Have you guys ever been to California?
I have, yes.
I have not. I have not.
Oh, okay. Yeah, plan a trip. Come on down.
What should I know about California before I come?
It's awesome. It's great.
Really?
Yeah. There's no sarcasm in there. I love it. I don't know, because like a lot of people, you know, there's a lot of bad rap about California. I don't think so. I mean, you know, it's I'd say it's like, you know, 10% bad, 80% awesome.
Okay.
You know? Yeah, I mean, you can't beat it. There's like beaches here, you know. Yeah, I mean, the media just shows like all the bad stuff, you know. But yeah.
Yeah,
Where
that's
I'm at,
true.
you know, it's all good.
No, I definitely want to come to California, regardless of what anybody says. Who doesn't? Oh, we have a caller. Let's see who it is.
What's the number?
Hello. Thank you for calling Short Film Universe. Who am I speaking with?
Carlos.
Hi, Carlos. How are you?
I'm doing good.
All right. So, thank you for calling in. Who do you have a question for specifically, Mr. Vince or Miss Nikki?
Well, I have a question for both.
Okay.
Is that fine? All right. Well, my first question is, what is the writing process when establishing a narrative for the film?
Okay. Well, if you all didn't hear, he said, what is the writing process for establishing the narrative for a film? And Vince, you can answer that question first.
Basically, I'll come up with like, it's either a funny image or a funny scenario or a horrific scenario. Like I said, my two favorites are horror and comedy, and I'll see something, I'll visualize something funny, like penguins or something, and I was like, oh, that's funny. Penguins are funny. What about a guy in a penguin suit or something? Next thing you know, I'm writing it out, and I actually made a short movie called Pengophobia, and it just starred me in it, and I directed it, and I shot the whole thing by myself, and so that's or if it's a horror movie, thriller movie, I'll come up with I'll see something kind of scary looking, and then next thing you know, I'm adding scenes into that scene,
Mm-hmm.
and it's like a little puzzle. And next thing you know, it's all in my head. It's like coming together. And, and like for instance, I came up with I had an image of a guy who has an app on his phone, and this app is like augmenting a girl into his space. And next thing you know, I started writing a short script. I made a short script of that, and I called it Algorithm. And I actually shot a short movie of that with friends of mine. And it's being edited right now, and it's called Algorithm. And it just turned into like a thriller short movie. And then after that, after we shot that movie, I turned it in. I'm writing it again. I rewrote it again, and I turned it into a full-length feature film. So that's gonna be my third feature-length film.
Oh, that's amazing. That's amazing. And yes, as a writer, it's like when you get an idea, or you just, like me, literally, I can just be sitting down and something comes in my head, or I see someone say something, or I see a scenario, or I see something on TV, and I'm like, I have a whole movie in my head, and then I'm just like, I have to write this down before I forget it.
Right. And you just spend like so many hours or minutes like sitting on your bed, or in your car while you're driving or taking a shower or something. Where you start like constructing the stuff in your head, and at least I do, you know. And next thing you know, yeah, I just have to write it down.
Right.
To me, it's such a waste.
Right. Right.
When you don't do anything, when you see that image, you know, because it's like, I don't know. To me, it's like something that comes straight from from God, you know.
Definitely. So we're gonna ask Miss Nikkei the same question to answer the caller's question.
Absolutely. To piggyback off of you guys, the first thing I would say is, again, whenever you have an idea come to your head, whether you have a pad and a pen, jot it down, whatever it is, or, put it in your notes. But as soon as I get to my laptop, I'm pulling up Final Draft and I'm typing it in, because what I notice about me is that I'll start typing like a whole script in my notes, and I'm like, oh my God, now I have to convert this
into script format.
And sometimes that can be a pain.
Yes.
And so what I actually did is I downloaded another script software on my iPhone called Celtics.
Okay, yeah.
So that allows me to just go ahead and put it in script format, as I'm
on your phone.
On my phone,
Yeah.
right. And then, transferring it over to my laptop, so, it's just an easier transition.
Right.
But I always try to tell myself when I'm writing to make sure you have, not apparently, but a beginning, middle, and end. And, is there a climax? I always try to tell myself when I write, I need to write where there is a climax. You want people to watch your film and enjoy it. But I just feel like there's no film that I personally enjoy if there's not a climax. If it's not going to make me want to watch it again.
Yeah, and a plot twist.
And a plot
twist for me. And anything that I write, I'm always trying to have some kind of plot twist.
Yes.
Because that is what makes the audience go crazy.
Absolutely.
They love that. Something that's unexpected.
Absolutely.
So.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you so much, caller, for calling in. Did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
So when establishing the characters for the film, how do you appropriate that and script out the evolution of a character within the film?
And that's definitely a good question, and I think everybody has a different process for that. What would be your answer or response to that, Mr. Vince?
I use my friends. I just put them or family, their personality, and I'll put them into the process, their personality into the process, and that way it comes out more authentic, or you can sometimes I also use actual actors, I envision them as I've used Leonardo DiCaprio and Brad Pitt, so.
Yeah, that's definitely a very important process with whatever you're writing, and everybody does it differently. I try to think of because when you have an idea, it's just an idea, but you have to think of the whole script, the whole plot, the whole everything, and it's like, what characters am I adding?
Right.
What type of character is this? What is their background? So that is a process, actually.
Yeah.
What is your answer to that question?
I would say family and friends too, but I also use myself. So if I'm writing a script, and let's say the script has nothing to do with me, or say if I take that back, actually, say if it does have something to do with me, but I want to kind of make a twist into the film, like I would never do this way, but my character can.
Yeah.
Or if, let's say, if you're writing a action movie, right, and it's some things that, Superwomen, you would want to see Superwoman do differently.
Yeah.
So I kind of just pull from does that make sense? I try to pull from different personalities.
For
inspiration,
but you don't want it to be the exact same.
Exactly. So a lot of people say I have multiple personalities, right? So I would try to maybe pull from, this Nikkei or that Nikkei or this Nikkei, that Nikkei. What would Nikkei do in this situation? Or so yeah, those are some different things.
That'd be cool to have a split personality, if you're a writer and stuff. that'd be great. You don't have to like use your friends or family. You can just use yourself.
Definitely. Mr. Carlos, did you have any other questions?
Yeah, I don't want to take up too much time, but I noticed that both of you guys said that you act in your own films. Is it more pressure, or is it more difficult or easier to act in a film that you also wrote?
Real quickly, I'll just answer this. It's a lot less pressure for me. I love it because I wrote it. I know this character to a T. Even if the character doesn't act like my true self, I still came up with this character, and I know her story. I know her background, and I wrote it, so it comes off more naturally. It's easier for me. Everybody may be different though, but I love being in my own projects. Vince, what about you?
I feel the same. Yeah, I love acting. The only thing I don't like about acting is seeing myself on the screen.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, we get we criticize it a little. Like we're like,
yeah, when I do like a bad angle or something, I'm like,
oh yeah,
I'm like, forget it.
Definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, like what Nikia was saying, because I wrote it, so I know exactly how the character is. So yeah, I would act it accordingly, and directing is just like they're both like totally different levels. Directing, there's like so much more like responsibilities.
Yeah.
You're worrying about whatever. Acting, you're just focused on your lines and what you
right.
do on the camera.
It's really fun. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
I love acting in my own projects, and honestly, I love acting and directing in my own projects.
Definitely.
It's a lot of less pressure that you have to undergo, and then if you want to make changes to your character right then and there, it's like you can. And especially if you're directing, you don't even have to ask somebody.
You
hey,
wrote
is this
it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. So I absolutely love it. It's a lot of fun, and actually, one of my professors for this film, I told him that I was directing and acting in my project. He was like, oh boy. He was like, that's going to be pretty tricky. And I was like, well, I can do it.
I love it.
I did it. But with that being said, it's so important to have a first AD. If you're going to direct your own films, I always push to have a really good first AD that you trust.
Yes.
And if I can say really fast, actually, when I shot my thesis film just recently, me and the first AD got into a little disagreement, and that we were not able to hash out. So he didn't come back for the rest of the days that we shot, and I'm just like, oh my God! Like if anybody left my crew, I did not want it to be my first AD.
Yeah.
But it still came out
because they play a
phenomenal.
really important role. Like because you're trying to focus on your lines and your character.
Yes.
But you're also the director, but it's hard to do both, like, to the extreme at the same time.
Absolutely.
I think the acting part should be more of the extreme versus the directing part. So that's where that first AD comes in, to really know exactly your vision, what you want, what everybody should be doing and things like that. So definitely.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Any more questions?
Okay. Well, this is my last question.
Okay.
Kind of capstone my understanding of the process. How, due to films being, something that evokes emotion out of the audience, how do you creatively go about selecting the scene to illustrate and get your point across and to fulfill the emotional stimulus that is wanted in the film? How do you go about selecting the scenes and that type of thing?
Are you asking like the final scenes in the editing room?
Well, just when you're going to shoot. So before I'm imagining you would have to establish, okay, we're going to shoot this scene here in the living room. We're going to shoot this scene here at the park. We'll be in a lounge with this different scene. How do you decide in that process there, along with the emotional connection you create with the audience?
I would
This
say,
is my last question.
yeah, I would say pulling from real life events. You know, if you're seeing, if you're trying to portray, you know, something very emotional, and you know that character may have to cry or have a mental breakdown, you know, you pull from real life events.
Where would someone have that breakdown?
Exactly.
Where would they cry?
Yeah.
In the shower, in the car,
Yeah.
at a park or something like that.
Real life events. And then, you know, if let's say there's a scene with, you know, your mother dying and you have to go to her funeral, right? Let's say if you really never lost someone that close to you, so you're like, well, I never lost anybody close to me. Like, I can't cry,
Mhm.
you know, or this isn't really, it's just like, okay, what can I do in my brain? Yes, I've never experienced this before, but what substitutions can I use to still portray this emotion?
But also, does what you have available, like what's convenient for you, is that a factor too? Because what if you can't get the set that you want or that you vision because of budget purposes, and these are the only options you have? Do you consider that too?
What do you mean?
Like, say if you want it to be at a certain place, your vision, the way you wrote it, but now it's like you got to choose a whole nother place because this was convenient, this is what's free.
I would say, well, that's when set dressing comes in too. I feel like if you can set dress a lot of your scenes too, then, you know, do what you have to do. Because I know a lot of films, like even I've shot a couple films, one particularly actually this year, I needed a restaurant. And I did not have a restaurant. I could not get a restaurant in time to film this. And so I used my school. I set dressed a room at my school to make it look like a restaurant. And people really thought it was a restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was a comedic script too, actually. And so I tried to, it's funny because one of the actors came over to me. They was like, it's going to be really hard, which I really did not understand this, but she said, it's going to be really hard for me to like kind of get into character because we're not at an actual restaurant. I said, well, just pretend. You know, that's what acting is all about.
Yeah.
You know, you
You're
pretend.
not always going to have the set that you want.
Exactly.
No.
So again, that's where those substitutions come in. You know, use a substitution that you can use to portray this emotion or this scene, and yeah.
So, Mr. Vince, what would be your response to that question?
Yeah, I'd say I agree. I do the same thing. You know, I would use real life events, and you know, just try to talk them into it, and then and put them into that same situation, either by talking to them before the scene is shot, or you know, or talk to them, you know, day before and tell them, hey, this scene requires, like, you know, some. It's pretty intense, you know. You know, you have to cry, you have to be angry or something, you know, and then just put them into that situation, and then that'll be like the motivation, you know, for that scene.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Well, caller, you said that was your last question. We really appreciate you for calling in. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
All right. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
All right. So, how did you all feel about this interview today? Can you see yourself collaborating with each other in the future? How does that look?
Yeah, I definitely work with you guys again. Yeah, definitely with Danica. Is that your name? What was your name? Sorry.
Huh?
What was your name? The other director?
Oh, Nikkei.
Nikkei.
All right. I saw Danica on my email. All right. Nikkei. Okay. Yeah, I definitely work with Nikkei again.
Yes, the same here. I think this was a really good thing to do, to bring in someone else, you know, outside of Georgia. So I wanted to say, Mr. Vince, like, thank you for sharing your film with us and talking with us. I definitely enjoyed it, and it was a pleasure meeting you, honestly.
Definitely. And Vince, where can the people find you and look at, you know, your work and things like that?
Most of my stuff, I mean, like, the hub of it is on my website. A lot of it is my you know, weddings and stuff like that. But on the bottom, my IMDb page is on the bottom. You can check it out. But it's called SanRemoProductions.com. That's SAN as in Nancy, REMO, like M as in Mary, and then productions.com. And then my IMDb page button is on the bottom left. You can just check that out. But if you want to see the wedding videos, go for it.
Thank you so much. And then, Ms. Nikkei, where can we find you and all of your work and everything that you have coming up?
Absolutely. You can follow my Instagram. I'm very active on Instagram. So it's the_NIKESEAY_show. The Nikkei Say Show. And then it's the same for my YouTube channel, The Nikkei Say Show. That's NIKESEAY.
Yeah, so we had an amazing time talking to you all today. We love to see filmmakers come together. We love to see you all supporting each other, and collaborating is most important. We definitely want to, again, bridge that gap for independent filmmakers, not just in Atlanta, but everywhere worldwide. And that's why it's called Short Film Universe, because this is a universe of independent filmmakers, and we hope that more of independent filmmakers can come together and create magic together and collaborate and support each other. So we definitely appreciate you guys for coming on today. Mr. Vince, thank you so much. Mr. K, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, it's great. It was a pleasure.
Definitely. And we will see you all on the next episode of Short Film Universe. Bye.
Bye.
Welcome to Short Film Universe, the show that celebrates the art of short filmmaking. Join us as we take you on a journey through the exciting world of independent film. In each episode, I'll be interviewing some of the most innovative directors, producers, and filmmakers in the business, getting their insight and perspective on the craft of short filmmaking. We'll look at drama, comedy, documentaries, even mockumentaries, and all the genres that make up this exciting industry. So sit back, relax, and get ready to be entertained. This is Ina Morgan inviting you to join us at Short Film Universe.